romance comics. For as important as they are to the history of comic books as a medium, I feel like most people just aren't really that interested in talking about them, even though they have a very prestigious history, with Jack Kirby being generally considered one of the most important voices in that movement. It doesn't help that several mainstream attempts to revive them have been flops. A troubled comic that followed the lives of Peter Parker's aunt, uncle, and parents, and from my understanding implies that Aunt May is Peter's real mom. Now, of course, that's just mainstream comics, and when I say mainstream comics, I'm old and I mean DC and Marvel. The indies, and by indies I include both Image and the webtoons, have made romance comics a viable medium again. One of the strangest ones, and currently one of my favorite comics, actually rereading right now, is a little comic called Love Everlasting. The story follows Joan Peterson, a young woman who's experiencing a little bit of a strange life. She keeps going on these amazing romantic adventures where she'll meet some hunky guy and fall in love with him, just as the two embrace and declare their love is everlasting. She suddenly appears in a new world where she's in the middle of some new romance with some new hunky guy. And this is a process that keeps happening on repeat. And for how long, we don't know. But the implication is, especially in the first issue, this is the exact moment where she starts to realize something is going on in her life. And what the story is revealing itself to be is a curious mix of romantic drama and Philip K. Dick-esque mind screw, because I'm about to go into spoiler territory. So what's going on is, and we're not totally sure of the full implications, is that this is a kind of simulation. The actors are permanently reset every time. See, what we learn very quickly is that Joan is expected to follow a sort of script. Everything has been pre-written and pre-decided for her, and the romantic interest should be obvious the second she sees him. But her awareness of whatever artificiality of this world is going on has freaked her out, and she is working hard to rebel against the pre-written script that the world is providing her. And there's always plans in place with this. This is a complete and total simulation, and if Joan is not willing to do what is required of her, the second Joan decides to rebel against the script, the cowboy appears and begins to chase her. And the whole point of the cowboy is he'll track her down, say, love is everlasting. Sorry, everlasting. I'm going to keep that in because it makes me sound more human. And then shoot her in the face. And bam, she wakes up in a new romantic scenario. So I know what you're thinking. Is this a computer simulation? That's what you're led to believe initially. And I guess we'll go into spoiler territory here. I didn't compare this, by the way, to Philip K. Dick idly as, oh, it's really weird and it has mind-bendy stuff, so it's like Philip K. Dick. The thing you have to understand with Dick is both the real and the fake world are both real and fake at the same time. The cowboy is working for the person who is doing this to Joan. But the cowboy was a former protagonist in a Joan story. And after Joan disappeared, he went on a journey to find her again. And when he gets recruited into the large office building that's doing this to Joan, so what's ever going on is, this is not necessarily a computer simulation. This is people with the power to create whole worlds or bend reality or something. And I guess I'll go into more spoilers. It's Joan's mom who's doing this to her. Why exactly? We don't know. But that's Philip K. Dick, is that the world is both real and fake at the same time, and the real and fake bleed into each other. If this appeals to you, and I hope it does, because I would really like to talk about it with somebody. Half the reason you do these videos is just to try and get things you like out there, so I can just have somebody in my life I can talk about this with. Honestly, I'm considering doing an issue-by-issue review. I know how well my videos do, but still might do it someday in the future. I do want to just sit here and reread the entire series because, you know what, darn it, I really like this series. It's really good.